pleased and happy with the group that we had.
Just over 30 years ago, there was a freshman from Pompano Beach, Florida, who became a two-time All-American at Alabama, first-round draft pick in the NFL. Barry Krause here on stage. You get the last question for the coach tonight.
Well, Coach, you know, when you talk about, you know, what Brett Favre says about what you've done and how long it lasts, let me ask you this question. I mean, how long do you savor a win? How long do you savor? Because, you know, it's fun to see your emotion on the sideline. I know you keep it intact. And in fact, my wife called up or texted me, and she does it during the games, and she goes, I saw Coach Saban smile. He did. And it's always great. But do you really savor it afterwards, or are you always just constantly driving, saying, okay, all these things that we still have to work on, I've got to focus on that now, instead of savoring the moment, or do you really enjoy the moment, and how long do you savor that moment?
No, I enjoy the moment. You know, I'm a competitor like, you know, the players and our other coaches and the people that are involved in the program, and a lot of our fans. You know, they enjoy the sport because they are competitors. So I do enjoy it, but I think that, you know, when you're driven, when you're a driven person, the accomplishment of something is great enjoyment, but it's not finished. It's not done. You know, what is the goal? Is the goal just to win that game, or is it to win all the games? Is it to win the next game? So there's always another challenge. And you know, to me, like somebody said to me in an interview the other day, you don't wear a national championship ring. I never wore it. I've never had it on. I don't wear it. But knowing you did it, and the players that you did it with, and the relationships that you had, and what you overcame to do it, and all those memories that you have, you know, that's the true positive self-gratification. It's not that somebody else says, hey, what's that ring on your finger? That's not what it's about, not to me. And it's the same way with every game that we play. It's enjoyable because you did it. And then you have to self-analyze, what do we need to do the next thing? Because it's not finished. You know, what you did matters, but it doesn't. Because you're going to be judged on what you do next. So you got to prepare to do what's next. So that's what we try to do. And, you know, you can't let your guard down too long, and you got to always be prepared to do that. And you know, it's not, I keep saying this, it's not normal for people to do that, and our team has handled that well. But you've got to get other people to do it along the way as well. And that's going to be my last comment today. All right? And when I talk about, Tom always lets me say the last thing, and he didn't even ask me to say it, but I'm going to say it now. All right? Just like all the rest of you people out there, on paper, we should beat Mississippi State. Well, you know, I'm going to tell you what. Our team has worked their tail off for about 20 weeks now, all right, to get to where they are right now. Not just 20 weeks, from all the way from last year at the bowl game. All right, they're tired, they're sore, they're beat up. All right, they've played in hostile environments. They've done all that you can ask them to do in terms of being competitors in what they do. If our stadium on Saturday, I don't give a shit who we're playing, better be what it ought to be for what these guys have done. I'm just telling you, it ought to be that. You ought to do it for them. Ain't wait for the next game. How about right now? Because our crowd should have an effect on this game, for our players and our team for what they've done, and just showing appreciation for what they've done. Now, you want to know how I feel about it? That's how I feel about it. How you feel about it?
I am the same way, Coach. Thanks for being here. We're going to come back and wrap things up in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network.